to this week's Real Estate Producers Show. I'm your host, Priscilla Harding, and I have a couple of fabulous lady guests here with me today. We have Nicole Getsky, who's on our Realtor Relations team. We also have Cara Venditelli, who is on our Client Service team. And we also have our special guest, Julie Trauben, who is on Keller Williams Showcases team in Commerce, Michigan. Julie, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So today we'll talk about a couple things in this super hot housing market, and we want to know your take on everything that's happening because it's been crazy this year.
There's a lot happening, that's for sure.
And of course, we also want to know what got you into real estate and know a little bit more about you and your real estate business. So to get right into it, let's see what got you into real estate. Like, why do you love it?
You know what? I got into it from my husband's friend, actually, and I was for years on and off going to school for court reporting, and then they took away the boards, and then I didn't know what to do, so I had to reinvent myself. And so she took me under her wing, a friend of mine, and she's been doing it for 40 years, and she kind of just brought me in and got me going, and we still work together to this day, and I never looked back. I wished I would have done it back when I was young, right out of high school.
Good. Well, good. I'm sure a lot of people are glad that you're here now, and I know you're glad that you're in the business.
Gosh, I love it.
I'm
obsessed.
Nicole,
she's a fabulous realtor, by the way. She's fantastic.
Yes,
communication
I'm
is
just
outstanding.
Obsessed. I love you. You guys are the same way. We drink the same water.
Yeah, Nicole, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, how is it having Julie on the team as a Hall Priority partner?
She's great. You know, we are all about 5-star service, communication, and Julie is always communicating with us, her clients. We never get a complaint about Julie. She is always on top of things, and we really appreciate her.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love all of you guys. It's the same back. That's why once I met with you and became part with you guys, it's like you can't go back. You can't go to anybody else after. Just from all aspects.
All good things, all good things.
It's good.
So let's go into this housing market. So now that there are new listings on the market, so what's your take on that? Like, are you seeing a slowdown in buyers, increase? Like, what's going on?
It's definitely softening a little bit. It is softening. Things are sitting a little longer, or just maybe instead of taking 1 or 2 days, they're taking like a week. Mm-hmm. So it is slowing down, but it's still hot. It's still hot. I just had a listing that still went. I tried my best to not do like highest and best, and I had to do highest. I didn't want to. I just wanted to be normal, and nope. But it was good.
Yeah.
Can you explain what highest and best is for the people that?
Yeah. So I usually try to do is try to work with the first offer that comes in. Try to work with them, but then of course within not long, an hour or so later, you get another offer comes in. You immediately have to call highest and best. Say who wants to outdo, and then they have to dig deep and put their best foot forward and try to beat the other person, and they don't know what the other person is offering. And if you're the buyer or the seller, it's hard when you're the buyer because you don't know. A lot of times they're all doing everything, trying to pay sellers closing fees. They're trying to pay sellers real estate commission. They're giving them all this occupancy. They're going way over, and they don't know, appraisal guarantees, and you just don't know. So you just have to do your best. And
would you say that's a common theme that's happening throughout the summer, or what is the most
still
biggest
going.
Trend that you're seeing this summer?
That is absolutely it. I mean, some homes, like even with my buyers, I try to steer them to something that maybe missed the mark or somehow sat for a week or so they don't have to do all of this. Especially first-time buyers, it's hard because they can't compete. They can't bring all that extra cash over and guarantee. They're usually first-time buyers are looking for concessions. Not on this market. There's no concessions. I mean, unless something's been sitting there. But then typically they don't typically want those because they want the ones that everybody else wants. Mm-hmm. I call them shinied up and pretty, and everybody wants it, and which is good if you're a seller and you did all of that work. But if you're a buyer, it's just so hard. Even buyers who are established and they don't want to do it because they don't want to waste all their money. Some people have to move and they have to buy. Those are unfortunately the only ones we're kind of getting right now. The people who have to do it.
So do you have any top tips for people who are in this hot market right now? There's all these different factors going on. What's your best advice to the people that are trying to find that perfect home?
I would say probably to even just my buyers right now that are sitting on the sidelines just waiting, is just maybe be more accepting to something that needs a little bit of work. We've seen all of these homes that are beautiful. Take their ideas and just move in and do it slowly. You don't have to have it right away. You can make anything, nice. Just take some of them that are sitting there.
Yeah.
Some of them, we got to move those too. We got to move them all, but because there still isn't enough coming out. But
Right. Yeah.
there are still some.
Right. Yeah. That's a perfect segue into. So I want to talk about this whole lumber price situation. They were in all-time highs back in May, April, and then they were dropped, and it's just going all over the place. So is new construction, can future home buyer hopefuls be relying on new houses on the market?
and maybe once they're built, but I don't think, because people are still getting put so far behind because of all the workers, then they have problems. Even if the lumber did come down, they don't have the workers to finish the projects and do them, so they're being put way out. So
yeah,
I still say just buy a house and do it yourself. Fix it up and make it your own. Sweat equity.
Yeah.
Get in there. I always tell my buyers, just get in there.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this and that. And if I'm overpaying, interest rates are so low right now. This is what I tell mine, that you're okay even if you do overpay a little bit, because over the spread of time, if you wait a year and interest rates go up, you're ultimately paying more money. So I just get in the game. Get in the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Get in the game. Yeah.
Julie,
I love that.
Right now, the interest rates are the lowest that they've been since the beginning of the year. So for all the first-time home buyers that kind of took a back seat because they were getting beat out on so many offers, what is the best piece of advice you can give them right now to go ahead and purchase that home now?
And it's exactly that, is that with the interest rates, I tell mine that it's pre-Civil War is pretty much what I tell them. So you want to get in right now while you can, whether or not, just don't worry about anything. Just do it. A lot of them are like, oh, but I'm overpaying. But like I said, I try to turn it around. You're not really overpaying, because if you wait a year, then you're going to get half of the amount that you're approved for. And you don't even like the houses that you're looking at sometimes in your level now. So think of it then. So just find something that has, if you like the layout, you like the location, and all of that, especially, obviously the location. But if you like all of that, just jump in, just get in the game and just make it your own. And because of these, I tell them it's pre-Civil War. These are, it's kind of, I think it is true. It's just, these are historic. Yeah. So you don't want to wait and let your opportunity go by. So get in there and do it yourself.
Yeah,
great advice.
Get in the game. Yeah, Kara, are you hearing?
Get in the game.
Yeah, get in the game. Kara, are you hearing anything from clients, when you're talking to them on the phones and they're looking for that perfect house? What are you telling people out there?
I think that's what I'm hearing a lot of too, is just these clients that are feeling discouraged because the market's been so crazy right now that you hear buyers that are discouraged, but then sometimes you hear individuals that are not really using their resources and not using their realtor in the right way. And I know that it definitely sounds like she's fighting for her clients and has knowledge on the market and in the industry. So I think that's a huge piece of it too, is like you said, just diving in and using your resource. So using us, using your realtor to the best of your ability, and just diving into it.
Listen to your realtor.
Right.
Listen to your realtor.
Yeah, they have
Listen
to have
Julie.
faith in us. They have to,
Right,
you know, it's like, even if when you first meet us and you may not trust us and you think I'm just giving you lines, but usually if you stay in touch with, most of my clients that you keep them for a year, sometimes 6 months, 8 months, you're cultivating, it clicks one day. Like, we're not out to scam them or cheat. I'm out to fight for you. I'm earning your business. I'm here to negotiate for you. And just trust me. If I tell you this is something good to do and if you could go a little over, I won't let you do, unless you're somebody who, really says I got to have it and I'm going to go 100 over. That's up to you. But those aren't usually my clients anyhow.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes, Julie, with VA and FHA, sometimes it's to get an offer accepted right now for VA, FHA. It's a little more tough for to get that accepted. Are you finding it as easing up a little bit, or are they being accepted more regularly now?
It is. It is. I've had. It is. It takes. I'm noticing it takes more offers, but if you just connect with the right agent on the other side and they hear your story, so you kind of have to introduce yourself before you're going to do the showing. Get the feel. Get them. Get them kind of to hear your story and sometimes they see that it's okay, you know, if you're going to go FHA, your home can withstand it, and then explain to them that these close just as quickly as conventional. So if you have the right lender, just, you know, if you kind of make that connection, you have a good chance of kind of getting in their ear and winning the bid, even with a VA or an FHA. So
It's good to hear.
It is
Average
better.
clear
It
to
is
close
better.
time with Hall Financial, 21 days.
and that's what I
Yeah.
tell them. It's the same as if it's with a conventional or FHA. They can do it.
Well, thank you so much, Julie, for coming in and talking with all of us. And everyone out there in Commerce, Michigan, make sure you call up Julie Trauben at Keller Williams Showcase.
Thank you.
Get in the game with her. I know it's been overwhelming right now in the market, but Julie and Keller Williams and Hall Financial, we've all got you covered. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and share. And we'll be back next week for another episode of the Real Estate Producers Show.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.